I'd say for me, absolutely. You know, we've been trying to go to Italy for a long time, since we got married in England, and we traveled a lot, but this one was important to me because of my family history in the north. And we didn't get to my hometown, but it was definitely helped us recharge, because I personally hadn't traveled in a few years. So
yeah, we hadn't traveled together in a few years.
yes.
So having the opportunity to have a trip that was completely planned for us, and we didn't have to do any research, we didn't have to worry about where we were going to go, where we were going to stay, was what made it happen, made it possible. For me, one of the benefits was the fact that all that stress of deciding where to go and where not to go was taken off our hands. It was a planned trip, and we got to see all the important things, and then when we go back we can do everything else.
Yeah, I was a little, I'd say, not concerned at first about a planned trip, because it's not how I would have traveled in the past, but it just was a no-brainer because we just didn't have time to get organized, and I'm glad we did it. We've talked about doing another one. You know, if there was another one planned, for example, the south of Italy, I think we'd jump on it.
I think anywhere that we haven't been, like if it's somewhere where you haven't been, to do a planned trip gets you there and gets you to see all the important things without having to do a ton of research.
And we also used it, it was a whirlwind trip, so we kind of used it to where don't need to go back to, and where's next on the list, and I think we sort of got that in our minds in terms of the north. But you know, I would go to other trips as well, but I'm sort of a bit personally focused on Italy just because it's been in the works for years, and you know, I just really felt the need to go there. And I knew for me, my parents had been in some of the footsteps we had been in, my grandfather as well, so that was kind of cool for me.
Yeah, so. And I liked that we had someone who had clearly done all the planning before. Like, it wasn't just someone putting together their ideal itinerary, it was someone who had done it for other chambers, and they were really good at answering any questions. The info sessions that I attended before answered most of my questions, and then if I had any other follow-up questions, they were answered really quickly and thoroughly, and I went with complete peace of mind that we were completely taken care of. And I loved the fact that we paid up front. We didn't have to worry about tipping, we didn't have to worry about lunches. It was just, we were just taken care of until then we were on our own for dinners, which was really good because that gave us a chance to explore by ourselves and see a few other places.
And the guide, of course, that
awesome.
Was incredible. She really knew her stuff and was humorous and friendly. And
adaptable.
Yeah.
She changed things on the spot for the group, which was good. And
we got along with everybody, which is the other thing you wonder when you go on these trips. And now we had a big bus and we were able to spread out, which was quite luxurious, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, our lunches and dinners together, you know, we all got along and had stuff to talk about. So overall, it was a good group, and I'd say quite relaxing for me.
Yeah.
First, we were able to do it because of the team we've got in place, and they were comfortable with us being away, and were able to cope with everything while we were gone. And we did touch points in the morning and the evenings, basically.
But I think that the trip was also fairly well condensed. We weren't gone for 2 weeks. I always thought if we went to Italy, we need to go for 2 or 3 weeks. So the fact that it was sort of planned to the week, and we crammed so much into that week, made it possible for us. We couldn't probably have done a 2-week trip or longer at this point.
That would be a bit stressful, I think. Yeah. But yes, it was a lot condensed. You know, I do want to go back for 2 weeks or a month, but that might have to wait for a few years. But
and we definitely came back feeling like we'd been away and we were sort of ready to dive back into the business again. It was definitely a good, total relaxing break because we didn't have to worry about anything while we were there from the trip perspective because it was taken care of.
And so, as you know, the only thing we had to worry about was finding a restaurant and what kind of wine
or making sure we were on time for the bus in the morning.
And you know, that was, you know, totally relaxing for me just to walk around in cities, neighborhoods never been before, feeling totally safe and just wandering and okay, let's go there, which we did one night, which was really awesome.
We got to slow down and appreciate where we were, whereas our business life is just go, 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 and we don't have a good, probably fair to say, a good work-life balance, but trips like that make us realize we can do that. We have to do that more.
let's go.
We're off.
We're already considering, depending on what is available, that we would consider it again. It just was easy to do.
And cost effective. I think in comparison, if you book it yourself, you're probably not going to get the same deal that I feel like we got. And I think it's just anywhere you haven't been, it's a great way to go and experience somewhere new. And
with the view of going back.
With a view to going back,
sure.
yes. If the group thing and the plan thing isn't your thing, I think it's still worth doing as that introduction to anywhere.